So tell us, how do we choose the right kind of concealer for our skin tone? Like, what is there any hack? Is there any trick, or how do we go
Okay,
about
so
it?
okay, so very, very good question, and actually
Hmm.
a really apt question, because a lot of people do not really know how to go about choosing the concealer, and it
Right,
is tricky. I'm not going to
right.
say that oh, it's really simple. You just go and match it to your
Yeah,
jawline, fine, because
yeah.
using the right shade of concealer depends upon it has a couple of factors attached to it. So
Okay,
number one is that it's not just the shade of the concealer, it is the
right.
undertone of the concealer.
Okay.
So guys, don't get psyched. It's a bit of technical information, but it's going to really help you. And I'm going to try and
Yeah,
explain it as simply as possible.
right.
So we all have an undertone. So one is the
Okay,
tone, the skin tone, which is on the top surface. And one
right.
is the undertone, which is just beneath
Hmm.
your surface layer, and
Okay,
that really needs to match with the shade of concealer, the tone of concealer. So your
okay.
undertone, your natural
Mm-hmm.
undertone needs to match the undertone of the concealer.
Concealer.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Hmm.
mostly people are divided between
Hmm.
between cool, warm, and neutral undertones. uh,
Okay.
and you need to determine, and it's quite simple. So
Right.
one way to do it is to be in natural lighting, and you just basically look
Okay.
at your veins.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to try and see whether, well, blue is universal, but if
Right.
you see that your veins are going a little towards green, from
Right.
it's got more of a greenish tint,
Yeah.
then most probably you're a warm undertone.
Yeah. I
um,
think I am a little greenish.
okay, and if it's
So,
going towards purplish or more bluish,
okay.
then you're a cool
Okay.
undertone. And
Okay.
if you really can't figure out, looking really hard, and you can't figure out, and you can see a
Yeah.
bit of blue and a bit of green, then you're a neutral undertone. So
Okay.
people with neutral undertones can actually pretty much use any undertone of
Oh,
concealer,
okay.
cool or warm.
Okay.
Well, it depends on the look you want, or how
Right.
glowy you want your face to be. But people with warm undertones need to put a warm undertone concealer.
Concealer.
Yeah?
Okay.
Otherwise, your
Got it.
face will end up looking ashy and gray.
Okay.
So now, the other simple trick to find out what undertone you are, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sahasini. So the other way, which is much
Right.
simpler and less technical, is what kind of jewelry looks better on you? I mean, is it gold
Okay.
that flatters your complexion more, or is it
Right.
silver that flatters your complexion more?
Okay.
You sometimes feel you put on a gold, earring or a necklace, and you feel, oh wow, this is looking really nice.
Yeah.
So chances
Yeah.
are that if gold is flattering your skin tone more, you're a warm undertone. If
Okay.
silver is flattering your
Cool.
complexion
Yeah.
more, then you're a
Yeah.
cool undertone.
Okay.
So back to how to choose a shade of concealer. So please,
Right.
when you go to buy guys, hi. When guys go to buy a concealer next, it's not just the shade, it's the undertone.
Okay.
So now you're going to ask me, usually none of the packaging on the concealers really says, okay, I'm a warm
Of
undertone
course.
or
Yeah.
a cool undertone.
Right.
So the key words to use, the key words to look for over there is, if it says tan, beige, caramel,
Okay.
chestnut, it
Hmm.
cues in warm undertones.
Right.
If it says things like buff,
Hmm.
porcelain, those kind of
Okay.
shades, you're a cool undertone. And if it's
Okay.
neutral, like nude, ivory, etc., then you're a
Right.
neutral undertone.
Okay.
So first is to look for those keywords in your
Right.
on the packaging or on the description as what it
Right.
says. If you
Yeah.
see, when you even go to buy foundations, it says
Hmm.
tan, medium beige, this,
Right.
so that's a good way to know what the undertone of the product is.
Right.
And then you know how to, I just told you how to kind of figure out what your undertone is. So
Right.
match it to that. So
Hmm.
that was a very tricky technical part, and I hope I was
Yeah.
able to
No, I
explain it
think you gave us a
easily.
good hack also with the gold and silver jewelry thing. So I think
Yeah,
it's if people can't figure out the color of their veins, then they can definitely figure out what
exactly.
jewelry
Yeah,
complements their
yeah.
skin tone. So that's
Now the
a good
second,
hack.
yeah. So now the second thing is choosing the right shade. How do you use? So very, very simply and briefly, what you have to do is keep in mind that there are some high points on your face, right? So
Right.
those are the areas that naturally catch light. For
Okay.
instance, the center of your face, your under
Right.
eyes, your cheekbones.
Right.
So you want
Okay.
to brighten those so that you kind of look alive, you kind of look,
Right.
your face looks bright.
Yeah.
So those areas should choose a concealer shade that's half a shade lighter than your skin tone, or your
Okay.
or your
Right.
foundation tone, let's say.
Right.
Just half a shade lighter, guys, because
Okay.
anything lighter than that will make you look ashy and gray.
Okay.
So basically under your eyes and in the center of your face, use a concealer shade that's half a shade lighter. For
Okay.
the rest of the face, which is,
Mm-hmm.
sides of your nose, around the sides of your mouth, any
Right.
acne, pimples,
Yeah.
pigmentation marks that you need to cover, that needs to be exactly the same tone as your foundation or your skin
Okay.
tone.
Okay.
Because what will happen is that if you use a
Hmm.
lighter shade of concealer
Hmm.
all over, there'll just be too many light spots shining on your face,
Right.
and it'll actually, those are the areas, or those are the imperfections that you're trying to downplay. It'll actually
Right.
highlight.
Okay.
The ground rule: use half a shade lighter
Mm-hmm.
in center of the face and under the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and use the same tone as your foundation, as your skin tone for the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
face.
Okay. So you need
Uh,
two concealers in your makeup kit, basically.
yes, ideally. I mean,
Right?
I'm giving a pro tip, guys. Don't kill me.
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
but we
that
are
is to
here for the
get
pro
away.
tips, so I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the other
Okay,
thing
cool.
to know now, how do you find, okay, so you need to buy a half a shade lighter for under your eyes and center of the face,
Right.
and exact tone. But what is that exact tone? How do you match the
Right.
exact tone of
Right.
concealer which looks good on you and which makes your
Right.
skin look like skin?
Right.
So if you've noticed, guys, your neck is always a little lighter than your face, because
Face.
your
Yeah.
face is exposed to like the sun, etc. So it's a little more tan, and then it
Mm-hmm.
becomes tricky because you are wondering on how to, what is the right shade for me.
Right.
So a simple trick is to kind of, and that you should do even with your foundation. The
Mm-hmm.
foundation of for the right foundation. So you basically take a little bit,
Hmm.
and you apply it here in the
Okay.
direction of the hair, and you really
Okay.
blend it well. If it
Yeah.
disappears, it's the right shade.
Okay.
So if it doesn't disappear and it
Hmm.
shows, that means it's off.
It's the wrong
So
shade.
so also this is kind of like the mid area between the face and the neck.
Yeah.
It kind of gives a balance. Even if the face is a
Right.
little lighter, darker, or the neck is a little lighter, it kind of gives you like a mid,
Right.
this, which will kind of
Yeah.
work for the rest of the face. So that's
Okay.
the way to choose it.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah, I think that's very helpful, and I think people will next time hopefully try. Whoever's watching will try and use these tricks to sort of get the right color, the right shade of the concealer.